ほらよ次元。
サンキュー。
ほんじゃ改めて
乾杯。
What's goody? What's goody? What's popping, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Well, I guess I call it my first official episode of the Captain's Lounge here on Blurred Lines Podcast. It's your boy Captain New, aka Mr. Perry, and we got the one and only Uncle Charlie up in the building. What's goody, man?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on. I'm a fan of the content y'all create. I love what y'all do, man. So thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we got a nice little show for y'all today, man. We got some things we want to talk about that I find quite interesting. I made a status about like 2 weeks ago about we wanted to talk about this basically the standpoint of what the internet is and how it influenced and the people snitching on themselves. Basically, the RICO case going on with a Young Thug and 30 other people. Going to go ahead and sit there and discuss that. Of course, we want to talk about this here Kendrick Lamar album because we had a good time to marinate, let it simmer, give it some time to listen to it, go back to a few tracks, allow the ones we don't like to be skipped now, and start playing the ones we do love, and actually give a good review of an album I believe that deserves some good conversation about. And of course, I'm gonna give this opportunity for my boy and I to talk about some Gotham Knights and how they got my boy Red Hood looking like a bulky gunslinger when all actuality, this man has hands. Jason Todd is all about hands. If you have not seen Red Hood, you are doing yourself a disservice because he was the Robin that said, "I don't want diplomacy. This is a dictatorship. And I want to put my foot in your ass." But before and before we go any further, man, I want to go ahead and give my boy Mr. Uncle Charlie an opportunity to discuss who he is, tell the people who he is, tell him what he does, his skill set, and the shows that he produces as well. So Charlie, let the people know who you are and let them know your last name is Wilson.
Yeah, so my name is Charlie, last name Wilson. I am one of the hosts of the Then and Now podcast. You can find primarily on YouTube, but we are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as well. We mostly cover nerd topics, and sometimes every now and then, if we feel like it is of importance, like the Will Smith stuff, we'll cover real world issues that we feel passionate about. I love creating content. I'm also a part of Butterproof Entertainment, and sometimes I'll hop on different shows that they have up. Shout out to the Blurred Cartel as well, or What It Sound Like podcast. Those guys make dope content. So if you love supporting Black creators who make dope stuff, go check that out, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. My boy doesn't really want to sell himself like that, but he's great at editing videos. He has the skill set to make anything look pretty. Um, he, the man knows what he's doing, man. So if you have any type of questions or you want to have some video edits done, reach out to that man. He's a young man in college. Is this what you're going to school for, actually, or?
It is not. So
Okay.
I'm going to school for rural community development,
Okay.
which for a lot of people that don't know what that is, it's really long and really confusing. It essentially is like a bachelor's in like psychology. It's a
Okay.
versatile degree. So let's say if I wanted to go get a master's degree in psychology, public administration, business administration, social work, I can go get a master's degree in all those different things just based off that one bachelor's degree.
Okay.
So I have it. If I want to use it, probably won't use it, but I have it.
Man, to me, being in college, getting that piece of paper means a lot. It's a good. I have my give or take in college, but to be able to have that piece of paper to actually go through what you're going through, a lot of people don't have the mental strength to get through it, and that's okay. College isn't for anyone, but I definitely give the flowers to those who do. So man, you're doing yourself a great favor. All the doors is going to open. You got the skill set not only to do video editing, but your college degree behind you. So put everything you do on a resume. This is advice to everyone. Projects on your resume do more justice than job experience.
Right. And I appreciate it. He's gassing my video editing skills a little bit. I'm good. I'm getting better. I'm self-taught, so I don't have the elite techniques that someone is my mentor, which he was a big portion way of helping me get to where I am now. Mr. James Simon over at Small Screen, the YouTube channel they have. He showed me a lot of stuff, and he's a professional. But I'm learning as I go along, and I feel like I've gotten pretty decent in my almost year worth of experience. But I appreciate the flowers, man.
Man, absolutely. And I'm always going to give flowers to those who self-taught, because I'm a self-taught IT man, self-taught developer, self-taught coder, all that fun stuff. And I'm in data analytics, and I hate coding and developing. I am going to cybersecurity because JavaScript is a bitch. Fuck JavaScript. Also, anyone, if you don't know, Mr. Wilson, this is the Captain's Lounge. We say words on here that are very bad on other shows. So I say fuck, shit, motherfuck. I don't say nigga as often because I'm trying to step away from calling my black people nigga, but it's just so natural for me to say nigga.
Right.
So
Shit, say less.
you know what I'm saying?
That's on this bitch. Say
Yeah,
less.
exactly. You can cuss all the fuck you want. It don't matter to me none. Make me no motherfucking never mind. But man, before we get any further, man, I got a few questions because you are a nerd, and so
Yes,
with that being said, I have questions. This will make or break if you stay on this show for the next hour.
Okay,
Now,
say less.
question number 1: top 5 animes of all time. Your top 5 animes, not globally. Your top 5.
See, that's tough because I have so many that I really like, and this list fluctuates from time to time.
Fair.
So what I will say, I will go with the top 5 that I feel like influenced my love for anime the most.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Also, people, I know y'all niggas in the chat are going to say something. I'm 30. I will be 30. And let y'all know this is a baby on this show. This is a young man. When he first told me his age, I was like, you a fucking lie.
The beard hides it all, man. I got the beard so I could do illegal activities in college.
Exactly. This man is young. Tell the people how old you are, bro, if you don't mind.
I am 22 years of age.
Exactly. There's a gap here. So let's all remember there's a child up here. So his anime take is way different than ours. But go ahead.
So obviously, first and foremost, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is I got to give love to that always because that's the one that started it all for me.
Fair.
That got me into anime in general. I'll also have to throw Naruto on that list. He's gonna sound really basic, but these two shows and anime really got me into loving anime in general going forward.
Fair.
My third that I have to really say I really enjoyed is probably forever one of my top favorites is Parasite the Maxim.
Ooh.
I love anime that have a concise ending and that which have a lot of depth to them, and I feel like the anime does.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that. 4, I'll probably say Black Lagoon.
This is
That's
interesting.
yeah,
This is interesting. Okay, you're not. I don't care about Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Those are just I don't care. These
Right.
next two you said are really good. Okay, you have my interest. Continue.
right. I stumbled upon those two. I stumbled upon that one randomly. I think my boy Otis East recommended Parasite to me, but
Shout
I
out to
stumbled upon
Otis.
Black Lagoon. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I love Black Lagoon with a passion. Uh, 5 for me would probably be off the top of my head maybe Jormungandr. I really enjoyed that one. Another one that my boy Otis East put me on to that I really fell in love with. And again, more child soldiers. I think that's the running theme of the anime that I like for whatever reason. Child soldiers.
So how
Um,
are Gundams not on your list then?
I never really had a love for Gundams like that, like Gundams and mech stuff, which is surprising for me because I was a huge Power Ranger fan growing up. So like Megazords and that stuff was dope to me. Maybe I haven't seen a good one yet, so I'll take all recommendations that people want to give to me as far as good mech anime. I just haven't found any.
Gurren
I've
Lagann.
seen any.
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann. All right,
It's
bet.
on Netflix. That is my
I'll check it out.
recommendation for you to watch, and then you've watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I enjoy Full Metal. Yeah, I enjoy FMA.
Okay, so what's one of my personal favorites that I want to give to you? I know you watch Yu Yu Hakusho like that.
I've watched that entire thing at least like 3 times. I love that show. I love that anime.
Okay, I watch it yearly, every year. I actually got a gift for somebody from the NU community that I was a part of for so many years. Somebody gifted me the complete Blu-ray set,
Damn,
bro. All the seasons.
that's some love, man. It's about time for me to rewatch that show at this point, honestly.
Okay, so oh yeah, I'll just give you my yearly, my holiday special anime that I watch every holiday season because I'm a big pussy and cry.
Say less.
Your Lie in April.
Your Lie in April. Let me write these down as we go on. Go ahead though. Your Lie in April.
Your Lie in April. This is your music guy.
Of course.
So
Music.
so with that, it's about a pianist
Mhm.
who is basically he's a robot on the piano, but he's so good, but he doesn't actually hear the notes. The story that comes from this, I promise you're going to love it because it's classical music, and it's real good classical music. None of that BS extra. You see the emotions that are being played by each person on this show. It's one shot. It's a one shot. I think it's like 27, 28 episodes. After that, you call me.
Oh, well, I'm gonna check this out. I love me and music. If anybody watches any of our content when we're reviewing anything, like music for me is one of the biggest things that will determine how I love something.
And I'm telling you, every person that I've recommended about this show cried.
See, that's gonna be a tough one for me.
Well,
I've only cried in like 2 things, so if you give me to cry in that one,
oh, bro.
yeah,
Everyone loved it. If you don't cry, it's fine, but I know you'll love it.
bet.
So-
Tell us.
Since this is a music question, okay, shit. Music and gaming question, put into one. Top
Okay.
5 best, your favorite video games that have some of the best music in it.
Oh, that's the easier one. I got you on this one.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts, I know is on
First
this.
and foremost, it's gonna be an off the wall one that some people may not know, but I grew up as a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, so the OST in Yu-Gi-Oh Duelist of the Roses. Like majority of the music in that soundtrack for me hits so hard. I think I've used it in one of our videos recently where it's just fire to me. I love it with a passion.
Okay.
That's my first and foremost. Secondly, one of my top 3 favorite franchises of all time in Assassin's Creed. And this is mostly just the music from Assassin's Creed, or the Exio trilogy, pretty much. So from 2 to Revelations, like all the music from those 3. A lot of the music overlaps, but
Good.
those music from those 3.
Good. Not only did he say Assassin's Creed, he chose the correct one. Good.
Oh yeah. There's like 2 to 3 games after that trilogy that I think were worthwhile, and that's me as like a huge fan.
Black Flag, I know is one.
Black Flag, Origins,
Mm-hmm.
and Unity was really buggy, but I felt like it had a gem there that if they would have dropped that game without all the bugs, it could have been one of the better games of the franchise.
I respect you even more. I respect you even more now. What's your number 3? Because that Ezio one is just there. Because I know which one Ezio was your favorite. It has to be the Brotherhood one.
Brotherhood, yeah.
The Brotherhood.
Brotherhood, that was the first game that like I nerded out on. Like I was watching YouTube video gameplay on it. I was reading Game Informer magazines on it. I was like, Mom, I want this game next Christmas. I had it a year in advance. I planned it out. That was the first game I nerded out over.
Okay, so if you nerded out on that one, I know for a fact for the Revelations trailer, you screamed. I know you did.
That's the cinematic trailer?
Yes.
For myself, yes, dude. I lost my shit.
Bro, that music hit differently.
That's my between that one and the next franchise I'm gonna get into for music is one of my favorite trailers I've ever seen.
Tell me your next one,
so my next one is going to be the Mass Effect trilogy. The music for that, the Mass Effect music, like that music, again, I think that will fluctuate between like my number 1 and number 2 favorite franchise of all time. And that music made up a lot of it. Like I just felt epic going into that. That was the first like sci-fi content I really fell in love with.
Okay, that's good.
So that game.
And you heard they're making a 4.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I have hope because I know they're going back into the time period that the first 3 games were in. I think I've seen the trailer. You see Rex and Lyara and all those people there. But yeah, because Andromeda dropped the ball pretty bad. The gameplay was fire, but the story was very lacking.
We understand.
I think I'm at what? That was 3. So I have 2 more.
You have 2 more.
Oh, okay. My last 2 are pretty easy for me. The Batman Arkham series. And again, another one of my top favorite franchises of all time. The music and the sound effects in those games were immaculate, especially Asylum. Asylum more so than anything else because for a lot of people, as they know, that game made me feel like Batman.
That's the one when he's actually in the jail, correct?
Yeah, that's what he's in, like the asylum. Yeah, you're on a small island.
Okay, yeah.
And you're walking everywhere.
That's a good
one.
I
love the music in that for far more than anything else.
Good.
And 5, damn, I should have thought about a 5th video game music. Because a lot of my list are like different games out of those series.
Right, which makes sense. So I'm surprised. Okay, this last one. There's like 3 series I was looking for. I didn't expect Batman. I'm happy Assassin's Creed was there. In the 3 that was there that you mentioned. Correct. That was a great answer. There's a series on here there's 3 of them that I haven't heard that I'm surprised you didn't say. As aesthetically and musically. I'm just like, wow, he hasn't said it yet.
My last one, it's probably not going to be one of those. It's going to be another off the wall one. A game that I came across the family. You remember a game called Heavenly Sword?
No, Heavenly Sword. Hold on.
It's called Heavenly Sword. It was produced by, I think Ninja was the studio that developed it. It's a gem that I found out about it when I was like 7 or 8 when I went to Illinois to visit some family. One of my older cousins played it, and it was a PS3 game.
I do remember Heavenly Sword. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I felt like the story was underrated. They had an animated movie that went with it that was pretty bad, but it was, for me, I loved it. The story was underrated. The music was underrated. The concept's underrated. I want a sequel or a remake really bad. That game was really dope.
Wow. Man, that's amazing. I'm surprised. You didn't say it. I am genuinely surprised. So
what did you think I was going to say?
I'm surprised Kingdom Hearts wasn't there.
See, I never got into the series. We talked about it on the night before, but I never got into Kingdom Hearts. I feel like that was anything like Nintendo wise, like I never really got into because I'm a PlayStation, Xbox baby.
Okay, so
that's like
PlayStation 2 was Kingdom Hearts. All the Kingdom Hearts was PlayStation. You're a child, so remember this. He's only 22, Perry. He's 22.
I talked about it recently on an interview we did, like on the get to know your host thing we did for Then and Now.
Yeah.
My first game I ever got on my PlayStation 2 was Dragon Ball Z Budokai, and then I think following that was like Spider-Man 2 and like an Incredible Hulk game. I think that was like the first three games I ever got and played.
Okay, you have solid bearings. So okay, good. So I'm genuinely surprised Final Fantasy was not on there.
Never got into Final Fantasy either. That's another game I got to get into at some point.
You do. Like, if you have a P5?
I do now. Shout out to my boy Stan Thomas. He hooked me up.
Welcome. Allow me, as one of the PlayStation 5 owners, to walk into the upper echelon of gaming, where everything is immaculate. It's beautiful. When you get when you get that big boy check from your shows and from an opportunity to edit some video, because I'm gonna speak that into existence, I'm gonna send you a link to a beautiful TV to play your video games on. And then you'll never go back to playing. You will look at everyone as peasants, like, this is beneath me. And my last one is Persona. You probably haven't gotten Persona, which is fair.
Right.
It's a JRPG.
The music, though, I think we have for our intro of our show, we have the Persona music in our intro. We have there. So I've heard the music. I think Persona 5 in particular.
Yes.
Is the music I heard. Because it's in our intro. And I've heard it a million times over. So that I'm familiar with that song and that music hits. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, bro, that's just the song. That's just the intro you played. You haven't dove into the world of Persona, like, because I'm actually going to stream Persona 4 Golden all the way through. This is my first playthrough, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm excited to it. As soon as I loaded it up, the intro was like, "Oh Lord, this is beautiful." And then the title screen music is completely different. I'm like, "Oh, so this is where the bops are. Oh, so this is where the true bops are." Bet. So
I gotta check it out. There's a lot of games which this summer I'm on a plan to do a lot more streaming for the channel. So I'm trying to get into a lot of different games this summer now that I have that.
Oh, bro, if you need any games list that you should try, please go ahead and reach out to me or G. G plays a lot more. G has a wider variety of gaming than I do, because he's a platform extraordinaire. He's really good at platform games. Mine's is the Soul series, of course. That's my expertise. I do tons of different builds, but if you have any questions, any games to recommend, let us know. So my 5.
I used to love platform, because I think I also grew up on Game Boy, so I used to do a lot of platformers on there. So playing Mega Man. I think there's a platformer that I played on Xbox that is called Dust and Elysian Trail.
Oh my God, he will fucking love you. Oh my God, that game is beautiful.
I never got to finish that game.
I
never got to finish it, but I want to find it if I can find it on my PlayStation and finish that game.
Bro, finish it. That game is beautiful. That game is beautiful. So for me, my top 5 games with music, clearly Persona 5.
Of course.
It's unmatched.
Can't get mad at that one.
Bloodborne.
Fair enough. I played it briefly for a walkthrough we did on the channel a while back, and I like the music from that.
A lot of the bosses' music in that, in the area in it, still bring chills down my spine. Number 3, Tekken 3.
Ooh, Tekken. See, I didn't play 3. I played Tekken Tag. That was what I really got on to.
Bro,
but
beautiful.
The Tekken music is amazing.
Phenomenal. I was sitting there like stages. Like I have Julie, I have Brian, and I have Devil Jin's stage music memorized. And that's the one with Ogre in it. So I memorized all in my fucking head of those. Which one? That was 3. Number 4. Which one do I want to say? Number 4 wise. Oh, Final Fantasy 7 remake. And I gotta put 15 on there. 15 was great. I don't care what anyone says. Final Fantasy 15 was a good game to me. It's my first Final Fantasy game that I beat. It's the first Final Fantasy game I actually put some time into. And that game was beautiful. That game was awesome. And I love Noctis in the team. Fuck you. Like, I don't care. Like, that was fucking amazing. And then I have to say Last of Us.
Ooh, damn. The first one, right?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Man, that's nostalgia, right? Oh my God, I still gotta play the second one now that I have a PS5, but that first one's different. Like, that first game, everything about that game is amazing.
Matter of fact, I don't know if you heard the rumors, but they're coming out with a remake of PS5 graphics, and you might as well play it on your new P5. Stream it, and then go to Last of Us 2, and then stress yourself out and hate the bitch that looks like Ronda Rousey, because fuck her.
Oh God. Ethan is surprised that I've done it, but I've been able to avoid any and all spoilers that's like come out with that game, so I know nothing about that story.
Oh, good. I won't ruin it. Just know I hate that bitch.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm scared. I've heard it's bad, but I don't know if that's from people over critiquing it or if it's actually bad.
It's everyone over critiquing it because of whatever feelings they have for anything within that game. If you play it for what it is and then you understand the world, the title itself makes complete sense. You will be exhausted by the end of that game, and that was their aim. You will be fucking exhausted by the end of that goddamn game. Period. And I'm just all the shit you go through, bro. It is exhausting. Shout out to Ellie. Shout out to baby. Shout out to my baby. But that's just give a taste of who you are. My last question for you and the people: your favorite album of all time.
Again, favorite for me. My favorites always fluctuate depending on the mood.
Okay.
Like for people that don't know me, one thing about me when it comes to my music, I put all my music. I'll make playlists by artist. I playlist by artist, and I also have like what I call a freshman playlist, which is my little series. Which freshman playlists are really just different songs by artists that I don't really listen to a lot of, but I kind of just throw them in this playlist to kind of see if I want to go back to them or not. But
Right.
whatever I'm in the mood for, I may be in the mood where I want to listen to Rick Ross all day, or maybe I'm in the mood where I want to jump from Rick Ross to Chris Brown to Cole. But the album that is meant the most to me in my lifetime that I really rock with heavy is going to be 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Because for anybody that doesn't know, Cole is my favorite rapper of all time.
Oh, so when I told you that Too Deep for the intro is just my shit, that brought joy to your heart.
Oh, it did. That's why I had to hold it in for a minute. I had to hold it in.
Like,
I don't want to give it away off the rip. I felt you on that one.
Oh my goodness, yes. My favorite album of all time is the title name Prince. I love that album. That was produced and made by Prince himself. From productions to lyrics to instruments played within that album, it is unmatched. Oh yeah, everything.
Fuck right there, boy. I swear.
He's my favorite. I have a painting of Prince up in my office. I love Prince. I am upset I never got to meet him. My dad did.
Oh, man, your dad. Oh, my God. I gotta meet your dad to see what he talked about with Prince.
Bro, he got to meet Prince. He went to an Erykah Badu concert. He went to most...
Ain't no fucking way. He met Erykah Badu?
He wasn't able to meet her. He was in front row at an Erykah Badu concert. And one thing he told me that he always repeats, Erykah Badu don't wear no panties, son.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, man, lighters in the air.
Now, did you buy the incense when she dropped the incense?
You know fucking well I did. Goddamn well.
I didn't. I wish I would have got them. Are they still up for sale? Can I still buy some?
I'm not for sure. I got mine. I put them bitches all in the air. I can say I smell her ooh-wee, and it smells godly. I see why the niggas who dealt with her turn into their third eyes is wide open. You know what I'm saying?
To get more successful too, my nigga. Like I don't know what it is in there, but them in there makes niggas successful.
Exactly. Shout out to my boy Andre and Common.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm glad that people got to get to know who you are with these questions. But man, let's go ahead and get into one of our main topics on why I wanted you on here. You stay in the dirty, don't you?
Something like that.
Yeah. You stay down there. And right now, we are in a particular state in which clout chasing and posting everything you fucking do on the internet is a thing. Even from a criminal standpoint, which is very odd to me. Reason why we brought this up is because Young Thug and people within his camp, and I believe like 27, 28 others are being hit with a RICO case. RICO is a Fed charge. And with that, there is some things that they said that I believe 80-some pages of the information that they got from social media.
Yep. So, the slight correction, RICO is usually federal, but they're getting hit with a state RICO case.
Oh, they're getting hit with a state
RICO? The
RICO?
state of Georgia is hitting them, which is a little bit worse because the state of Georgia is in movement now to like clean up crime and like stop crime. Like they're focusing really hard.
Okay.
Like the judge residing over this case, like it seems like she's trying to make her career from like doing this, from taking down high profile people that are associated with gangs.
Okay.
Like if you look, they have a list on the state of Georgia of what gangs they're like. It's public knowledge. It's public knowledge. You can go look up to see what gangs are targeting, and they have YSL as a gang on there. They also have oh my god, what's the label that the Migos are underneath?
You talking?
Oh my god,
I got you. I can look it up.
quality control QC.
Quality QC.
They have them listed as a gang, which is wild to me because I'm like, that's a label, but they're like Georgia's going hard to try to take down crime within the area. So that's the wild thing. Even crazier with this case, like they've been collecting stuff on thugs since like 2015.
That's 10. So I did hear they've been like low key watching them for like 10 years, and I'm like, they don't. So to me, because I thought this was a Fed charge, and I was thinking Fed. So when I was thinking, if the Feds is watching your ass for 10 years, and they say they're coming after you publicly now, understand it's not if you can get convicted, it's how much time you about to get once you get convicted. Because Feds, when they come after you, they have a 95% success rate. For my people in the back, that's a really high A.
It's crazy. It's wild. For people that don't know how RICO works in particular, I just now kind of educated myself on it in an extent. It's like the cops essentially are watching you do like commit crimes. They're gonna let you keep committing crimes. They're gonna make a note of every single crime you make, and then whenever they decide they're done, they're gonna convict you, and they have evidence from 30 plus crimes you've committed over however long they want you to do it. So they have you locked in. There's no running. There's no saying you didn't do it.
It's there.
Even the best lawyer can't stop you from getting some time.
Period.
No matter how much money you have, you're going down for it. And with Thug, they got him on. What's crazy, you can, again, it's public knowledge. You can go find there's like a document that shows all the charges, because they have like a list of charges and which charges each person is convicted with. I think Thug has around like 6 or whatever else, which is like he has like racketeering. See, the thing with Thug, I am from the dirty South, and I do have a somewhat appreciation for what he's brought to rap music, but I can separate music and the person. And this motherfucker, if he was doing this stuff where they said he was a participant in purchasing a rental vehicle that was used in a drive-by that killed the target, intended target they had, but also injured other innocent people that were there, including that of a 14-year-old boy, as well as getting somebody else stabbed in prison. I don't care if you do whatever wild shit you do in your own rap beefs, but once innocent people get involved in that, I'm like, all right, you gotta go, dog. I'm sorry, like you contributed a lot of dope stuff to music, and you're not my favorite artist. I don't have any ill will towards you, but once you hurt innocent people, you gotta go. Box them up, get them up out of here.
Yeah, and we're gonna dive into this, man, because that's a good point. That's how I feel when individuals want to involve those civilians into the no snitch clause that's by the streets. Civilians don't follow street laws. If a civilian sees you and calls the police on you, that's them doing their civic duty as a civilian. They have no ties to you. That's you being caught being a sloppy criminal. Now, if you're doing the crime, you get caught for the crime and you begin to tell so you get lesser time, that's you snitching because you're trying to get your way out of trouble that you clearly got yourself into. So I love that fact that I love the fact that I'm not the only one that sees it like that. If it's the people that's involved in the same activities that you're in, it's part of the streets. You and that individual going into it. You got beef. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish my people stopped being in the streets, because streets ain't done shit but cause hell and lose too many people. It's not something to invest in. The streets ain't an investment for anything positive. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You got good and you got bad. But it is what it is. Don't get into the streets. Now, one of the main topics, of course, here is a lot of the stuff that you're saying that he's getting racked on was posted on social media. They got a lot of their information on social media.
There's like a Instagram story in which I think YFN something, Lucci, maybe Lucci, I don't remember the dude's name exactly, but he like found the dude's car in public and like made an Instagram story of like him and somebody else standing on the car and like being there. He's like, hey bro, I could have easily gotten you hit today, blah 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 blah, like pretty much saying like, bro, I could have killed you. You lucky I'm sparing your life today. And then, unfortunately, a lot of other shit happened where I think Thugs, one of his baby mothers were murdered.
Yeah, I heard
Throughout
that
the
shit.
beef and things like that. So I'm like, this is a whole thing that's been brewing for a while over something stupid as fuck, probably. Because I think they were cool initially.
And I hate the fact that doing crimes is something to post about. I'm a huge fan of Chicago drill music.
Me as well.
I'm a huge fan of it. They got a lot of good songs out of that, but we've lost way too many people from that. And within Chicago drill music, they are going to say your name. They don't give a fuck. And a lot of things that people see from the culture of Chicago is that they gonna tell you what's going on Twitter, and they don't give a fuck. If they gonna come get you, they gonna be like, hey, so and so, we on that with you. And that became the trendy. Like, Chicago, good or bad, has started many trends in this, I believe, clout chasing aspect of doing something, catching somebody lacking and posting about it is now a norm in which it's sad to see, and it shouldn't be something that should be a thing in the first place. Right. If you want to do something, get a motherfucker. If you want to do your crime, do that shit in silence so motherfuckers don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
See, part of that, I feel like, is in particular with mostly people in my generation or a little bit previous to mine. The things that people value, whether that be money, women, property, things like success, all those things. In rap music, a lot of that comes from the people that have the persona of being a thug and being violent. If you watch any of these alpha male podcasts or podcasts where they have a certain demographic of women on, you hear these women talk about, oh, I want a thug, I want somebody that makes this amount of money, you got to be a shooter, blah, 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 blah. And this is just a certain demographic of women that these podcasts bring on because they know they're going to produce clicks. But in the predominant media that people consume, they're seeing women, which is a big motivator for men to do things. Like, a lot of men do things in the pursuit of women. Mm-hmm. They're going to do these things. They're going to promote these things. Also, with rap music, if you are a thug or you perceive to be someone who's overly aggressive, people are more likely to rock with your music. Which is like you blow up a little faster from that, especially if you catch a body.
Or got a body in your name and you're known to be a shooter.
And public knowledge.
Public knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And that's and everyone wants that clout. Everyone wants that. And I'm like, if you really from the streets and you really about that, that's not something you want over your shoulders every single time. You don't want to be looking over your shoulder or always got to feel like you got to press an individual not to try you just because you have that type of persona in which you perceive to be. Motherfuckers don't want that. They don't want that. Some of the toughest niggas don't want to be in doing that shit. Fuck, I want to walk around, got my tool on me, and let a motherfucker know what it is. And like, bro, I'll get down with your ass right now if it's that what you want to get into. Why do I want to be so aggressive? Why want to look at you like that? Why do I want to be stressed out and on point all the time? This shit ain't getting you paid. This shit getting you clout. That's getting you noticed. But at the end of the day, you still got motherfuckers who don't care what type of clout you have. There are niggas in this world who need a whole lot of leave alone. And if you keep fucking with them, they gonna come see you. They don't care.
This shit kills me because it's taking away a lot of my favorite artists. Well, not a lot of my favorite, but like X, I was a huge X fan in high school. And all his shit ended over some stupid shit. I was at one point, I'm still somewhat a little bit of a DaBaby fan of just music in general. But dude's been wilding lately. Like, dude's been building this persona of like, I'm a smack a nigga when I want to smack a nigga and blah, 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 blah. All this rah-rah shit where he's got a body in public at Walmart, shot another nigga on his land and boasting about it. I'm like, bro, you're creating an energy that you don't want to have. People test you like that all the time in public. Like, you have a daughter, bro. Like, you need to stop putting this energy out because niggas are going to try you. Like, these attacks on you want to get more and more frequent. Yeah, and hopefully by the grace of God, you don't nothing bad happens to you, but you're making shit like that more of a possibility when you're putting this energy out there.
Right.
And niggas don't want to test you.
Absolutely. And I'm a fan of DaBaby. Like, I'm a huge fan, and he's been leave that nigga alone because he gonna smack. He's already shown that he will smack the shit out of you. He's one of those like, bro, you fuck with me, you cross that line, I will get busy. Stop trying to see will he get busy with you, and stop trying. A lot of niggas got beat up because of clout, others because of situations and where he lives. Leave that motherfucker alone. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Chicago music. I'm a fan of all those guys. They're all talented on both sides. I fucked with Vaughn. He had great music. I fuck with Duck. I'm a fan. I'm not one of those that's gonna say just because I fuck with Von, I just can't fuck with, you know what I'm saying? That's Chicago business. That's state politics. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm a fan of both, and we lost people who literally made the drill scene, like who started and made the drill scene and put so many people up there. Shout out to Dirk, but Dirk done lost a lot of people. You feel what I'm saying? Rest his soul, rest in peace in Von, rest in peace in Duck, rest in peace Duck's brother Brick, rest in peace to Lil Durk's brother. All those guys, you feel what I'm saying? So again, these artists, and they put it out there. They put it out there like, yo, I will get you. But again, that's their street politics, and a lot of them got gunned down. Unfortunately, Von got gunned down that he wasn't even in his own city. You know what I'm saying? And God rest his soul. To me, I felt like, Von, you the money maker at this point. Get up out of Dodge, bro. You the money maker. You feed a team. You got your block to feed. Everyone in your hood already know who you are. You ain't got to prove shit to nobody. You beat the odds. Wow, and you know a lot of your homies didn't. You beat the odds, bro. You supposed to be the one that feeds and keep the shit pushing. But he knew what he stood on. You know what I'm saying? I can't change the mentality. I won't be able to change or sit down and have a conversation with a lot of these people. Change their minds to shit they went through. And I get that. But again, a lot of these people that we lost made no sense to street violence. Right. And it's wild. And again, it's posted all over the internet, and it's clout chasing. So we see our own people doing the detriment of it and doing the crimes for it. But then we got the Island Boys.
Oh, you're talking about not the Island Boys, right? Not the white dudes.
No, we're talking about them. We're talking about them.
Oh God.
We're not talking about my brothers in you know, over there. We're not talking about our brothers. We're talking about the Island Boys.
I'm an island boy. That shit was stuck in my head for a good minute. I ain't gonna lie to you.
A good minute. They should have got their ass beat, but they want to walk around with this persona like tattoos and I'm tough and shit. Like, this is what y'all want. This is where y'all want to go. I'm like, you're making a mockery to me in black culture. Of course, you believe that's only what black culture is. You want the clout that comes with it, but not the lifestyle that comes with it.
Or the history that comes with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of y'all clout chasers that are melanin deficient, not all, because there's some solid ass, you know what I'm saying, melanin deficient people that's out there that got some seasoning in them. You know what I'm saying? But there's history behind that. Not saying that is, again, to me, it's not history that should be boasted and bragged about, but it's history nonetheless that, you know what I'm saying, is what it is. You got your street history from Atlanta to the Midwest to the mecca of gangbanging in LA. And y'all want to clout chase on that, post all over the internet just for some numbers, just to be seen. You feel what I'm saying?
Not knowing that people are praying. The thing about America, in just our culture, we love the underdog story, but one of the things we love just as much is seeing the fall of the hero that rose from the underdog story. We love seeing people fall.
We do. We fucking do.
Waiting on your downfall.
We fucking do. Fucking Will Smith. Jesus.
Oh. How long was Will Smith just like the gem and diamond of just like American society? Like, people love Will Smith, and then as soon as all the Jada shit started popping off, or people saw like a crack in the armor, people were just like poking and prying, trying to get this man to crack.
Get him.
And now
crack.
y'all got what y'all wanted.
And look, y'all just threw him to the side like he wasn't nothing to y'all just a few years ago. Sad.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
What's poppin', G? Welcome to the stream, man. We got Charlie here. We're talking about how the internet stage of basically clout chasing people, posting their shit and being incriminated by the things they post. One thing I saw that broke my heart, my second favorite artist of all time is Nipsey Hussle. I love Nip. I've been a Nip fan since high school. Yes, I graduated in 2011. I don't care. Yes, I'm 30. Fuck y'all. Been a fan when Wiz was doing his mixtape thing at the beginning. You know, Cushion Orange Juice. Like, I know that's old, but still, I was a Nip fan, and seeing his rise and his speeches and everything on the internet, always been a fan. And now I'm seeing people literally clout chasing on this man's name while he's dead by going to his grave, spitting on it, doing all types of different. I swear to God,
spitting on his grave,
spitting on his grave, bro, for clout, for literally clout. which is fucking sad, and posting it on the internet to get a reaction out of people. I'm like, do you know they kill niggas for less for this in LA?
Bro, it's the thing that I contribute that to is here. I'm at a PWI, obviously, in the deep south, and we do not have a very large black population. But where our school is located, there's a bunch of hoods that surround the school. So when the school built a brand new outdoor basketball court, obviously all the dudes from the hood got word of it. And they want to come hoop at the brand new court, see what was up with it. And as they're hooping here, we have some kids that proceed to drive by that are very melanin deficient and proceed to say a particular word that they know damn well they shouldn't be saying with the hard R.
Oh.
And when the dudes from the hood took objection to that, I had to then proceed to try my best to calm them down, knowing that these dudes will kill you. Like, these dudes aren't students here. Like, they don't
give a fuck about you.
There's some weird culture where, like, it's a troll culture where I love trolling is fine with me, but crossing a line to where you say anything to get a reaction out of somebody, not knowing what kind of reaction you're going to get, is dangerous. I literally am just like, yo, dude, like, y'all driving by, they know what you look like, they know what kind of car you are, and they know where you go to school at. Like, these dudes live 2 minutes from here. They will come by and find you and fuck you up. What is your problem? But I think that's just the culture that modern society is in, where people will do any and everything to get the attention because they have the thought process that with his attention, I could then craft his attention to make profit, to make money. Because there's few instances where 15 minutes of fame have, like, again, like some Bad Baby type stuff, or Woe Vicky, where they had their little bit of fame and turned that into generational wealth.
Which is sad. You want to use clout. You want to use a bunch of situations. You want to use black culture as a way to uplift your own wealth for your own people. You want to get a reaction out of people. I absolutely hate some of these videos of these people on YouTube going up, doing shit to people, not knowing, like, nigga, you would really get fucked up out here for doing some dumb shit for a video camera for likes.
Right, like public pranks and shit.
Public pranks. Just tweeting shit that makes no sense at all, just so people have a reaction, so people engage with you without having your own mindset on it. Like, you can have your opinion on something, but when you're just blatantly saying shit just to be saying it for shits and giggles, knowing that you're completely wrong, shut the fuck up. And then of course, criminal activity. Don't post that shit. The feds are watching. That is a real thing. The feds are watching, y'all. I want y'all to realize this. If the police wanted to get you, understand this. No matter how slick you are, how Mr. Laid Back, Mr. Under the Radar you are, they will find you, especially if you have a cellular device in your fucking pocket. It is very easy to track your triangle location in any fucking general area. Now, if you post it on the internet, you just made their jobs from easy to fucking press X to make it to level 47 in 1 minute. That's how easy it will become. Stop.
Give them a GTA cheat code. It's crazy.
It's fucking too easy. Way too easy. And don't, because I know you got people who do it too. If you are in a state where weed is not legal and you post that shit, understand they are what they are. They have you on their notification ring saying, bling, so-and-so just went live. They just bling, so-and-so just went live.
I had a homeboy I had to have this conversation with where he got his Snapchat banned because he posted like pics of him smoking weed or what weed was. And I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? Like, you lucky all they did was ban your shit, didn't come looking for you.
Bro. And
I'm like, if you were any kind of profile, they would have tried to find you, bro.
With ease. And Dad Pat said most of the times they're waiting for you to build an unbeatable case like a young thug for the past 10 years. And then they're going to make their move. Or they're like, oh, who's this new person? Okay. He looks like he got the same thing from this person from over there. Bet. Let's keep him going. Now we're about to build a line to the fish. To the big fish. To the shark. The one that's feeding them. Let's find him. Because he's the one that's not posting nothing. He's the one we need to look for. And I believe the state of internet, man, is good and bad at the same time. Good for networking, good for communication, because without the internet, me and you wouldn't be in this situation where we are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be able to communicate. We wouldn't have some of the gaming communities that we have. We wouldn't be able to have, conversations with people overseas about animes and things of that nature. We wouldn't know about a lot of world issues that's going on. At the same time, it is a curse. You have people like the Island Boys and 6ix9ine who are just on the internet because for likes, for reactions, to put on a persona for people to believe. And I just think, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm so interested to see where this generation of cloud chasers look back in their life in like 30 years. Like once you went on some 1985 type shit where it's the cloud chasing of your generation kind of like people don't care anymore, and now you have to live with all the crap, all the wild ass tattoos you got, the hairstyles, all the shit you cause. Now you're old. You probably don't have the relevance. You don't have the same money most likely. Where are you going to look at your life in like 30 years? And I know I sound like an old head in saying that, but you got to think.
That's the truth.
You got to think past tomorrow, my boy. Like you got to think past the now.
That's the truth. That is the absolute truth. And anything you post on the internet is there forever. It's there for ain't no going away. And again, I'm not about to go out here and disrespect any woman who's out there doing their thing on OnlyFans. Get your money, boo boo. Get your.
I love sex work. Like sex work to me, because for me, there's a lot of people in that situation where it's not even just where I know a lady where she has a disability and her disability doesn't allow her to work more than 30 hours a week, unless she won't qualify for disability. So you're telling me that she's not able to work more than a certain amount of time, so she has a very limited check, and there's nothing she's like stuck in a loop. So she started doing sex work, and I'm like, if you're doing sex work, you just got to know the right way to do it as far as like making your money work for you, because obviously it's not a long-term business model unless you're like one of the few talented people, which I don't even know what qualifies as talent. But there are some people I know, like there are sex workers I follow on porn stars I follow where they're buying $6 million homes and they're set up for the rest of their life and their kids' life and their grandchildren. I'm like, you just got to know how to work the system. You just know that the cons with that are going to be very as far as at least in the modern society we have, the cons are going to be very severe.
Yeah,
and look at you a certain way.
Absolutely,
your opportunities in certain fields are going to be taken away, but again, it opens up another door opportunity for you somewhere else. You just have to live with the decisions you make.
Absolutely, and again, sex work is built America, like how black people built America, slaves, immigrants built America. Sex work has been a huge part of that as well.
The oldest occupation in the world.
Oldest occupation in the world was popping pussy and sucking dick.
Always gonna be a demand for it.
Always will be a demand. Say that again for the people in the back. it is a forever demand. Forever a demand. So you can't get mad at motherfuckers who do that. And I'm not about to stop somebody's money flow for it. They understand the consequence. They understand the effects of the decision they made that they posted. Your pussy will be seen by everyone. People will be like, hey, I seen your pussy. Now, if you have kids and your kids' friends are pervs, like your boy growing up, I will have jokes. Everyone knows kids are cruel. Kids are dicks. Kids are some of the meanest, honest people in the fucking world. They're going to say, yo, mama got some nice pussy, boy. And if it's a male teacher in there, it's like, hold on, who you talking about? You talking about Mr. Jones's mama? Hell yeah, I follow her ass too. Now that's going to be fucked up. You're going to have to move schools. Might want to think about your children.
Right. That's from this like, man, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. But that's a possibility for it happening now.
But the hypocrisy in like people that like down sex workers is like, bro, you consume free porn. You consume free porn. So I'm like, what if you consume the content, why are you then like judging the content? It's weird to me.
It's
like,
hella weird.
It's so weird. Like you hate them and say all their worth, blah 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 blah, but then you watch all the shit they do. Everything. Trying to get it free. It is what it is for me, man. I'm just like, hey, I support y'all. Y'all get y'all bag. However you got to get it. However you want to get it. Make smart decisions. But then people that just don't be a hypocrite.
Don't be a hypocrite. Please don't be this idiot ass lady that's on the internet. Unfortunately, she's from Georgia. I know you've seen it because it's been all over the internet. This bitch said, yes, the Christians came to America and took the land from the natives so we can praise Jesus.
Oh God.
That was
so I guess she fucks with the Crusades heavy then, right?
bro. That was a real statement. that came out of her mouth. That was a real thing that was said publicly. So there's that. Now, go ahead.
No, this is a little bit of a slight tangent, but this is a belief I feel like I need to start preaching a little bit more to people. Just a slight backstory on this. I had a research project with a friend where we had to look at different cultures. And in this, we decided to go to a Hindu temple and look at and do a project on them. In us going to this Hindu temple, I learned a little bit about the way they worship. And the thing that I was enamored by was the fact that they have different shrines set up to their different gods that they worship. And the whole ceremony is based off of you going to whatever shrine you want to and having your own personal relationship with that specific god. I was like, I fuck with that. People need to learn that your relationship with your religion is a relationship between you and that person. Your faith does not affect anyone else but you. Rather, you believe you're going to hell, the duat, going to the upper room, wherever you think you're going to go. That's a you thing. So you can preach your religion, but damn, don't be an asshole about it. Like, I don't get it. Like, focus on your relationship and not trying to make other people focus on their relationship with something else.
Completely agree. That means you Christians, y'all love throwing stuff into people's faces.
And I'm a Christian myself. I'm in a Baptist Christian, but I focus on my personal relationship with God, not making Nick worship God in the same extent that I do.
Yeah, I've had some experiences with the church before, and I had to definitely focus on what fits me and how I have my relationship with them, because I'll never forget the day this pastor from the southern part of Georgia said something to me about my brother being killed, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. I just can't believe he said something like that, where I'm just like, wow.
There's a lot of issues with the church and the Bible. I won't spend the whole show going into philosophy and theology, but yeah, there's a lot of issues with the church and the Bible itself, and yeah.
It definitely needs an update.
The Constitution, the Bible, it's a lot of shit that
needing an update, but yet we still want to live on old practices when black people didn't have no say so. But I digress. So, with that being said, it was a particular album that dropped recently.
Yes.
And I'm
a fan of this album.
We have opinions on this album.
Yes, we do.
We have opinions on this album, sir. So Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot, dropped his most recent project. It is called Mr. Morale. And I don't know the whole title. I just call him Mr. Morale.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
And the Big Steppers. This was his first project that he's dropped within the past 5 years.
The last one was 20. I remember Damn came out when I was in my junior year of high school.
Fuck.
2017.
Fuck.
2017.
Dear.
Yeah.
Fuck. You make me feel old.
Oh man. To me it doesn't seem like that long ago to me.
You know
it's like just yesterday.
Dude, you know the last time I seen a fucking hallway in high school? It's been 10 years. Shit. But yeah, man, we had K-Dot dropped his project, Mr. Morale and the Steppers. Your thoughts, my good sir. How did you feel when you know he said he was dropping a project? What was your thoughts when you heard the announcements of the project?
It's about damn time. I love this album. So for people that don't know, Damn is my favorite Kendrick album of all time. I think it's a cohesive project with an idea that was carried out, and like it's beautiful. Like it makes sense backwards and forwards.
Okay. And
it made me like this album a lot more because I feel like there's a lot of Damn influence within this album in a way it was outlined. And the biggest part for me is the fact that you would do yourself a big disservice if you don't take it, because the album's only around an hour. Take an hour of your day, like you would, as if you were watching a movie, and just listen to this album from start to finish. Because the way in the order because I know a lot of people will kind of just skip through albums and find the features they like. I do the same thing, but with Kendrick Lamar and an artist like that, in which I know that their album is like an artwork or a masterpiece for them. He puts songs in a particular order, in a particular way in which they kind of flow into each other. That it's like a movie experience, and I really fuck with that heavy.
Okay.
obviously, the most creative song on the album to me is "We Cry Together." I think that track provides a lot of insight on the conversational barriers that men and women have, because it pretty much just details a toxic ass relationship and like the dynamic of one in an argument. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn. Like literally, I heard that song and went to like the next two songs, and I had to go back to that song. I'm like, let me hear this one more time. This shit was wild. This shit
You
was
know
crazy.
what hurts me? Well, I don't say hurt. Well, fuck. So I had a relationship that was literally just like that.
That's
Mind
crazy.
you. Bro, I remember cussing her out like that. She cussing me out like that. And then at the end of the night, we getting it in.
Right.
But I think that song, that track, followed by the next two tracks, is musically sound love. It was Purple Hearts and Count on Me. Those three songs flow together so well that I forgot that they were three different tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
Love it.
so, because To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite Kendrick Lamar album. I believe
Understandable.
I believe Damn was an album that we wanted. To Pimp a Butterfly was an album that we needed. From the time that it came out and things that was going on in this country,
Right. Right.
that album was needed from what he was spitting on that. And that was poetically amazing. And then how the sound that came with it, I'm a huge of the funk sound. I'm a huge fan of it.
Oh, you and me both.
Oh, bro, I'm a huge fan. So there's no wrong. To me, you did no wrong there. But it was Blacker the Berry. That track hit as heavy as Father Time did in this new album.
Well, yeah. I give you. Yep. I give you that. I'll give you that.
That's how I know this album was special, because Father Time, it sat me back. I was like, wow.
And that's the thing about this album, is that all these tracks are you speaking on different instances of like society, at least in America. And I'm like, damn, this shit is relevant. This shit you're getting. That's one thing I love about this album. There are songs that people are gonna replay, but there's no. I don't think he made a studio single. I don't think he made a song with the intent of it being a radio hit.
And you know, I agree.
I don't hear Humble or DNA on this album.
And you know what? That's why I put Pimp a Butterfly over Damn, because I don't think Pimp a Butterfly had singles on it, but it wasn't made with the intent of singles.
Right.
There's not a single on here that can be played on the radio edited. You have to play it for what it is to get the true artist effect on it, because that shit hits. And to me, this is a solid 9 out of 10 album. What surprised me the most out of this entire album that I did not know existed, Kodak Black spoken word shook me.
See, I already have my own weird feelings with Kodak, where obviously I think he pled guilty to a rape case a while back. I don't know the details on that, so I'm not gonna. I wasn't there. I don't know the situation, so I'm not gonna jump down his throat on that. I've seen him do some weird shit with like almost some Alabama shit with him kissing his mama. I don't know. All that shit's his own shit. So I kind of was like, oh man, you. I don't know what it is about Kodak in particular, but like a lot of the upper echelon artists are really like fucking with Kodak and wanting to do better. Like even when you look at Cole, like Cole had a whole bar about seeing Kodak and wanting him to do better, and now Kendrick has him on his album. Like there's something about him that they look into, and I fuck with these artists and their perspectives. So I'm like, all right, let me see what's up with Kodak. Let me see, maybe he deserves some, a second chance. Maybe not as harsh of a critique as people think.
Right. And that's what told me, where I'm like, what is Kodak bringing to the table? Because so if they're bringing him to this and saying things about him, this spoken word on how he was talking shows like, bro, you have a talent that you need to tap into, and you need to leave certain shit alone so you can get into this lane, because that's talent. What he did was talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do we know if he wrote that whole thing himself, or is there any information yet about it, like Kendrick wrote it for him?
That I'm not for sure, but it's been said that that's Kodak. Like he has actual talent in spoken word. So I'm just like, dude, I want to dive deeper into finding like Kodak's spoken word, so I can so I can hear him talk about certain things in that type of format. I'm like, damn, okay.
It was
Interesting.
impressive to me. I was impressed. I was like, damn, Kodak kind of spitting right now. What this man saying right
You
now?
know what I'm saying? I'm saying like, damn, because I like my street artists. Don't get me wrong. I love my hood shit. You know, I'm a child that grew. You are kind of young for this. I grew up on the Hot Boys, Juvenile.
Funny enough, Wayne was my favorite artist up until 2014. Like my older cousin was from Louisiana,
Okay.
and put me on to him, and I fucked with Wayne heavy until 2014.
What happened on 2014? That I
Cold drop, Forest Hills Drive drop,
Okay.
and that album was just really relevant to my life at that point in time.
Respectable. I fucked with the Hot Boys. I'm talking about BG, Turk, Juvie, 400 Degrees stayed playing in my dad's Benz. Like it stayed playing. Like I had the whole black outfit, skull cap, black, all that shit. Like, bro, I wanted to be like them niggas. Like, so I need a hot girl track. I know that song front, back, and end. Even Birdman's weak ass verse. Like I know that shit. So to see, so I no. What I was saying is, I respect my hood artists. Like I'm never gonna downplay them. They always have a place. Them niggas be in it. But
For me, oh my bad. Go ahead.
No, so that's why when I respect Kodak, but for what he brought to the table was not something I thought he had the ability to, and it made me again relook at myself. Like you never stop judging what you see on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't know this person personally, take what they put out there as a grain of salt, and then if you ever have the opportunity to see them, then talk to them like they're a human being and go from there. Because you never know who these people are off screen.
Right. For me, it's really weird. For me, I was like, I felt a similar feeling when 21 dropped I Am Greater Than I Was. Like when I saw Coles on a track with 21 Savage, I was like, because I couldn't stand like that whole 26. The only two people out of that 2016 draft class, double XL freshman thing that they had, I fucked with was Denzel Curry. I still fuck with Denzel Curry to today, and I fucked with Lil Dicky because I thought he was funny, and I'm like, I know he was a comedian first. I hated Uzi. I hated 21. I hated Kodak. I hated Yachty. It was crazy. If you look at all those artists and their like development as people and artists going forward, these niggas are kind of good, bro. But I think people have that preconceived notion of what they initially saw when they were kids. Like these niggas were damn near children. They were like my age or a little bit younger when they did that.
I mean,
so now they're getting to a point to where their artistry is developing. Like 21 is an exponentially greater artist than he was initially.
Absolutely.
And you see that in his development of hanging on. Like a nigga hung on a track with JID. Like if you can hang, I'm not saying he did as good as him, but if you can hang lyrically and rhyme scheme wise with JID, who to me is one of the better artists of like just of right now in the game right now. I'm like, nigga, you were grown. I would have never thought you could do this shit like in 2016.
You know what's funny? I was one of the first people that was fucking with 21 when he first came out. I was that nigga bumping skirt. I was my shit. I found him brand. I always kids. I always do this thing. I do it once a month. I go on YouTube and I go on World Star Music and I just get playing these artists. And man, it is a bunch of shit. And I'm not talking about good. It's a bunch of shit. And I came across 21. They had Air It Out, Skirt, and there was like two more tracks, the Young 21. And I'm like, that nigga's gonna blow. And I'm happy because that shit was awesome. My wife never used to play 21. Never. She never used to play the boy from Chicago.
Not Dirk.
Not Dirk, no. Hell no. Not Dirk. It's the other one. He's dark skinned cat with dress. I cannot remember his name. He's not Turbo.
I think he did that track where he was like in high school rapping that one music video, right?
Which one?
He had the championship album, right?
Polo G.
Polo G. Yep.
Yeah, Polo G.
I knew. Yep. I figured that's what it was.
I used to play the shit out of Polo G when he first came out. I was like, oh, this nigga's fire. My wife never fucked with him. Then I come out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. My wife bumping his new shit. I'm like, when the fuck did you start listening to Polo G? Like,
what's crazy is that, like, this is why I say stop being a hypocrite. I was a hypocrite. I didn't realize how much of 21's music I fuck with till I went to my first concert ever. Was the all-season tour concert Cole did here in Atlanta. Like, I think a little bit last year. And 21 was opening. And as he was going through all his songs, tell me why I knew all them shits by heart and was screaming them shits. I'm like, nigga, I didn't fuck with him at all, but now I know all this shit. I don't know why or how, and I fuck with it now. I'm in that slaughter gang shit, murder gang. I'm screaming this shit. I didn't have a voice at the end of that concert. And most of that was from 21 stuff.
Bro, I fuck with 21. And no, G, Chief was, Jasmine will never, no, Chief will never be played by Jasmine. I promise you that. But I will give Chief his flowers. You cannot deny that man his flowers for what he did in my high school era.
He innovated a lot of shit.
He innovated a lot of shit, and he was the introduction to drill music. He wasn't the creator. That was Young Chop and King Louis. But he introduced a lot, and because of him, we know of Reese, we knew of Fredo, we heard of Dirt, then we introduced to the other side through diss songs, Duck, Lil J, all the other sides. Katie got banned, shout out to her. All them artists, you know what I'm saying? Chief needs his flowers. But dude, Polo G, never forget. Never forget. And my wife was playing 21. Yeah, she was another one with 21. I remember when she started playing it. And I'll say I gotta give this one to G. G was on Pop Smoke before a lot of people was.
Really?
Yes, G was on it because the first time I heard it, I was like, who the fuck is this Cookie Monster sounding motherfucker? And G was like, just you watch, bro. He said, just you wait. He gonna blow. And I come in like, I'm bumping Dior. He's like, you remember that guy I used to tell you about that was gonna blow? I said, yeah, that's him. I was like, what? That nigga fired. God rest his soul. Pop was hot. That nigga was dropping some shit. Welcome to the Party is still my shit. So absolutely. So what is your review? What is your, out of 10, what do you give Kendrick's, well, before we give the rating, what are your 3 favorite tracks and why?
That too.
Okay, yeah.
So my 3 favorites, my number 1 favorite is Mr. Morale. Okay. That track. For whatever reason, I always know when a song has the name of what the album is. I'm like, oh, that's the one he meant to be hard. Like, that's about to be the hardest one. For me, that was like the production and that shit was crazy. That was a dope one. Production on the whole album was crazy, but that was my favorite because I think I can just I cruise to that more so in my truck the most. I'll be hidden. Second is Count Me Out. I don't know what it is about that, like the vocals when that song first hits, and then like a little bit into it, like the vocals for that is beautiful. Like it makes me feel like I'm ascending to heaven. Like I don't like it's dope to me. So I'll fuck with that one. Mm-hmm. And then my third would have to be N95. N95, that's my shit. Those 3, I feel like I get a good balance of like my hype shit, my vibing out shit, and then just like the message being told in all 3 of those. Or like those are the 3 I listen to over and over and over again.
Okay. So I will have to go Purple Hearts for sure.
Fair enough. Understandable.
That motherfucker hit, and Count Me Out is the next one. And then I will have this not actually on the album, but I'll count it as a plus. The Heart Part 5.
Fair enough. I thought that was cool. The Heart Part 4 is still forever my favorite Heart out of the series.
Part 5, because what he did at the end for Nipsey it teared me up, bro.
Or with the deep fake stuff he was doing with the video?
Not even the face, bro. What he said at the end. I felt like that was Nipsey talking through Kendrick to Black Sam. That if you ever rewatch it and don't even just listen to what he says to Black Sam, say this is Nipsey talking through someone spiritually to his brother. what is he trying to say to him? He was like, Black Sam, keep your head up. I don't need to be there for physically for me to hug you. I'm like, this nigga is really talking through Kendrick right now. This is terrifying. Bro, I ain't never in my days felt like a track shake me like that. What's up, Lady G? I was, that's still to this day. I mean, right now.
I get that. I don't think I've heard it in totality. I think I listened to a good majority of it, but I don't think I listened to the whole thing in heart. I was like still like finishing up finals, so I was preoccupied.
Bro, watch the video and listen to it at the same time, and then when you listen to the last verse, when Nipsey comes on screen, you have your undivided attention to that.
Bad. Say less. I'm gonna check it out again.
Absolutely. So before we end, my brother wanted to bring up some thoughts on Gotham Knights.
Yes. So as for people that were still here from the beginning of the show, you heard me say that the Arkham series music was one of my favorite things of all time. So the Arkham series is one of my favorite franchises of all time. So I know this isn't a direct continuation of the Arkham games. I think they've made that apparent. But it still has the combat style, the characters, all that stuff. It feels like an Arkham game to me. Mm-hmm. To me, it does. And it's everything I wanted. It's an open world co-op game. Like, this is a big reason why I like Assassin's Creed Unity as well. Like, the whole co-op stealth element is fire to me. Like, for the fact I can be like, hey, yo, Nate, there's a nigga coming down the hallway. I'm sending him your way. I'm throwing a sound thing your way. I'm sending, like, you can, like, cooperation and stealth is always a game I wanted a lot more of.
Okay.
Even with Assassin's Creed. That's another reason why I love that so much with that multiplayer. But I'm getting a game that I always wanted with the game mechanics and gameplay, as well as I grew up first and foremost. I was a big DC fanboy when I first got into superhero stuff. So I'm getting like a combination of pretty much everything I ever wanted with a video game, and it's being implemented in one. So the gameplay, there's some shaky stuff. I think it looked a little rough. Not rough per se, but not as good as I would expect after getting something like Arkham Knight. But I do think that's because it was like beta, or like I think it was test footage. So I'm not going to judge anything until the final game's out or we get final game footage. But I'm excited for this game, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited. And then it puts emphasis on other characters outside of Batman, which is something I love even more. You get to get into the Bat family a lot more, and I'm hoping that they drop more DLC with more characters. Like, I would love to have Damian. I love to have Spoiler and Orphan make an appearance in this game as well. Like, just give me the entirety of the Bat family in general.
Okay, I can see that. The co-op aspect. G made some points. Suicide Squad is in the Arkham verse, and that's what he's waiting on. So I can see that. Of course, Lady G, I got my hero shirt on. You know how we get it ends. We should wear it one day. Oh, fuck yeah. Just let me know. I have plenty. Lady Gunner, should we match shirts? Should we tell the people where to get anime shirts? Let me know. But to get back to your point, man, I can see that. It does look a lot better. This game went from it's whelming to me. It's not something I'm gonna purchase like day one. Right. If I see like maybe you stream it, G stream it, and give a take on it, I might invest. But my biggest gripe, man, is Red Hood. I hate the fact in video games he is a gunslinger and that's all he is. And I'm like, Jason Todd is a man that whoops ass. If anyone out of the Robins, that nigga won't smoke. He said, I don't give a damn. I came for Hubba Bubba and put my foot in ass, and I'm out of the Hubba Bubba watermelon. So I got this size 13 to put in a motherfucking ass. But you gonna give him 2 guns, non-lethal rounds? This nigga won't smoke. He gonna put you in a backwood and smoke you, and your ass is not in a non-lethal round coma. You is dead. You are smoked on. Red Hood don't give a fuck about nobody. Let that nigga. If they just let him put the guns down, put the brakes on the motherfucker, I would have been so much happier.
Unless you got a crowbar, then he's gonna easily fold.
Easily, or have PTSD. You say, Bruce, where are you?
But As far as your point with the gunslinger, I see your point. I think that the guns are emphasized with him in particular just because it's the extreme other in regards to him being a member of the Bat family. Like which with Batman, obviously he preaches not killing. So having, I think even upon his initial introduction with the Under the Red Hood storyline, like the big thing was like, oh, he's a member of the Bat family that kills now. Like he uses guns. Like Batman has a no guns policy. So now you have one of his essentially children is using guns. Like I think guns was the big thing that was put on him in particular. But, even in that whole arc where he tried to take the Batman mantle, what Batman was like in the past or some shit like that, where him and Dick Grayson were fighting for the mantle. Like him being Batman with guns was a big thing. Even like all his big arcs are, and even in the comics are like guns are a centerpiece for like him as a character outside of the hood.
But
I see your point too, because I think going into more of him as a character would be interesting, which is why I think it looked kind of trash, but the ability it gave him to where he can like spirit jump or some shit after having like Lazarus powers.
Yeah.
Which I mean, the Lazarus powers seemed cool, but the jump just looked kind of trash. It may be more fun in game. It just looked kind of trash.
Right. I'm just like, So it's all the Batman's Robins in there. So we got, of course, we have Nightwing because he is Boy Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
We have Red Hood because it's fucking Red Hood. And
right.
then we have Batgirl. We have Miss Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Backstory. I hate that bitch. I hate her.
Really?
I fucking, not because of her character. She's a phenomenal character. Greg used to beat the shit out of us in Injustice 1 with her unforgivingly.
Greg's a menace.
Bro, I hate that bitch. That's why in certain fighting games that I have like the leverage, anything reminds me of her gameplay, I show no fucking mercy. I hate Barbara Gordon. Fuck her.
It's funny as fuck because I think you have the way you feel about her is probably how I feel about Captain America in the MCU and just in general, but that's a whole different thing. Yeah, she's in it. I think they have, and I think the last one they have is Tim Drake is the last one that they have, like the starter Bat family characters they have in there. I thought Damian was in it at some point, but I guess they scrapped it, or maybe I was misinformed.
I like Damian. He's one of my favorite Robins, just because I know he was raised by the League of Assassins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I fuck with him. But
to me, he's like Jason Todd with better hands.
That's it. And a sword. But after further research, I heard Jason is that nigga. Not Jason, but Tim. Tim is that guy.
Oh yeah, Tim's that dude.
Yeah, like from further research that Greg has told me in videos on YouTube, he was like, yeah, you know, everyone loves Dick. He's a great guy. You know, Nightwing. Jason Todd, yeah, tragic story, came back, vengeance. Mm-hmm. Damian, cool. That's Batman's blood child. It's great. Tim Drake. If anyone's going to be Batman, that's Batman.
Yeah. I feel like all the Robins have different parts of Batman that they excel at, but I think Tim is the one that has the most well-rounded thing, from the intelligence, the fighting skill, the gadgetry, to the being a great detective. Like he has the whole Batman package. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I think he for sure should be the successor at some point. They need to write an arc where he's like the Batman successor at some point.
Yeah,
they're harping on Dick and Damian so hard, with Jason being like a distant third, but it's really about that Tim really that nigga.
Right, and Greg said, Bruce said Tim will be the only one to surpass him, and from his detective skills alone that I've read, oh yeah, Tim's like, y'all niggas doing too much. What's all this flipping for? We're here to solve the case. Let's get it. Let's get this done. Let's get in and get out. Y'all doing too much. I fuck with Tim heavy. I mean, everyone loves Nightwing. Nightwing has probably the best outside Robin fit.
Mm-hmm.
But Tim was the only one that said, no, I am the Robin. Therefore, I will carry on the Robin name in Red Robin.
I don't know. That Red Robin fit was hard.
Bro, that Red Robin fit is nasty.
The new 52 one with the fucking
yes.
Chest, yeah. That's hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's I love Nightwing stuff, but that'd be the hardest one for me.
Like, it's some sick shit. And then there's some customizations, like sets that you can have on the game that I'm not mad at. that I find quite interesting. But overall, this is a game that I'm not in particularly going to just go out and immediately buy day one. But I'll definitely keep an eye on it. Because the what is it? The Court of Owls.
Yeah, I've waited for them to be in the game for so long. I wanted them to be in one of the Arkham series sequels.
That's
so bad.
That's really good. Like, everyone loves the Joker. We fucking get it.
I'm tired of him. I'm sorry.
He needs
I'm done with him.
he needs time to sit. Now, unless because they didn't do him justice in The Killing Joke. They didn't do him justice in The Killing Joke. They didn't.
True.
They didn't. And that's my favorite fucking version. That's my favorite story with the Joker. He didn't give a fuck in that comic in Death in the No, it wasn't Death in the Family. Or it was. It was Killing Joke, Death in the Family, where he stapled his face.
That was, I think, Death in the Family. Yeah, that's what it was.
Somebody
cut his face off.
Those two, best. If you do that Joker with justice, you have my attention. Okay, I lied. I need the Dark Knight Returns Joker. That was really good. That nigga said, I need Bats back. My old man Bats, Bruce is back. I'm going to kill everyone until this nigga snaps.
You not fucking with the one from the Batman Beyond movie?
There's other versions of Batman Beyond, other villains in Batman Beyond that I'd rather see,
right,
than the Joker. Don't get me wrong, it's good. Batman Beyond just needs to have they just need Robert Pattinson and old boy from Batman Forever to make a fucking movie, and that movie will produce billions because I want to see Robert Pattinson as fucking. I want to see him as Terry fucking McGinnis.
Yes. This is I don't know if it's an unpopular thing, but I would love to see Pattinson as McGinnis as well. But for Old Man Batman, I want actual Kevin Conroy to play him. Kevin Conroy is at that age now where he has the voice of the Batman and he is Batman. He's the voice of Batman. When I read anything Batman related, I hear his voice in my head. So the fact he's the age now, and he's a pretty good actor. He's an amazing voice actor, but I think he played Bruce in one of the CW stuff, and he was pretty decent. I'm like, bro, put this man in Batman Beyond as old man Bruce Wayne, so all the fans can be appeased. I feel like
everyone will be. Then the DC universe can now be built correctly, but yet we're getting shit.
I say this is me giving DC a blueprint. You don't have to pay me for it. For your centerpiece of your universe, you need to do Batman Beyond as a show and implement that, and then from there you can show all kinds of past archives of other heroes and shit like that, and then just work your way from front to back from there. Start with the future and then work your way back, introducing new movies and new characters or whatever else for shows. They did good with Peacemaker. I thought Peacemaker was pretty good. Some of the shows are pretty decent.
I will say this, and I'll leave it alone. Again, DC. You don't have to pay us. Constantine.
I'll take the money.
No, for real. But Constantine.
Oh yeah, aren't they doing? I heard maybe Keanu Reeves. I thought they announced something about Constantine being in a reboot.
I haven't seen anything outside of rumors, so nothing, anything solidified. But leave Batman alone. Even though leave Batman alone. Leave Batman and everything he brings to the table alone. We know Batman has great villains. He kicks a lot of great ass. All that. He's been done. Leave this nigga alone.
I feel the same way, but at the same time, we've seen the same 6 villains from him in all the movies and shows. When he has at least almost 20 people in his rogues gallery that are all interesting. That could be fire, and we don't see him. And I'm just like, damn. That sucks, but I'm tired of seeing Batman at the same time. Give me Static. Give me Jon Stewart, which they're finally doing a Jon Stewart animated movie, which they better not fuck up. I'm raging.
Oh, nigga, I'm marching. I will do the Million Man March into whoever ass needs to be kicked. Because John. Okay, check this out. Jon Stewart is Green Lantern. Don't give a fuck what anyone says. Fuck Hal Jordan.
Fuck Guy Gardner. Fuck Kyle Rayner. Fuck all them niggas. Fuck Kilowog.
It's John goddamn Stewart. And the fact that this man, because we go on a tangent. No, you good, bro.
I'm passionate about this character. If you watch any Then and Now content, I've spoken in thorough extent about my love for him and his representation, what he meant for me. Like this, Jon Stewart is that nigga. Is that nigga? Has been that nigga. And for always, ever. Amen. Be that nigga.
Absolutely. So Greg has said in the New 52, the death in the family is the sickest Joker, period. It made me uncomfortable reading his comic panels. Shout out for the lurk, Lady Gunner. And yeah, there is a confirmation for a soft reboot for Constantine. And I believe you will agree to this. I believe everyone will be agreeing to this. For the love of Jesus Christ, we beg you, do not let Tyrese play Jon Stewart. Please.
Oh God. Funny enough, I think on our TikTok, the one with the most views and most engagement that did the best was a clip that I found of Tyrese Gibson's audition tape as Django. If you haven't seen it, look that shit up. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see. I fuck with Tyrese. I love his music. I fuck with some of the stuff he's been in. I like Baby Boy. But do not cast him as Jon Stewart. For the love of God, do not do that.
Please
don't do that.
Please don't. We're begging you.
I don't even know who I want. I would have wanted Idris Elba, but this nigga kind of old now for that. Like, you know what? You know who I want? I know who the fuck I want. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Give me Yahya, the dude that played Candyman, and he was Morpheus in the Matrix.
Ooh, okay.
That nigga's tall, swole, and a great actor. Okay. Him or Jonathan Majors, one of the two. I don't care. One of those two.
Jonathan Majors is probably my favorite actor right now.
And I see why. His name's not Jonathan Majors. His name is Jonathan motherfucking Majors.
You right.
That's what I call him.
You right. Jonathan motherfucking Majors. You're absolutely right. He is my favorite actor right now by far. The Harder They Fall, I was a fan of this man.
I love that movie.
Every actor in that movie, and I mean, again, everyone was there was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Regina King won the movie. She was the best thing in the movie. Everyone was great, but she was it.
I don't know, man. Idris as a villain is always good for me.
Idris wasn't a villain. He was just a nigga who, on the coin flip, landed on the wrong side.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? He was just like, shit, it's just the life I chose, my brother. And I still, because he still was trying to separate himself from the man. How he did it was just how he did it. You feel what I'm saying?
All right. What was the show? I almost called it Stranger Things.
Are you talking about John was the show?
Yeah, the one that should have got a fucking
Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Mm-hmm.
Man, I love that show so fucking much, and I'm so mad they didn't get that shit a sequel. Shout out Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele does no wrong in my opinion.
None. I'm surprised that no other network picked it up. Oh my God.
I don't know how you drop an Emmy-nominated show. Which we know why. Never mind. We know why.
I was about to say, you know exactly why.
Emmy-nominated, and y'all just like, you know what? It's a little too much harshness at white people, so we're not going to do it. I'm like, okay, you do you.
We know
BET better pick that shit up.
No.
So somebody better pick that shit up.
Netflix, you've been fucking with niggas really hard lately. Put your money in. John David. Bro. So
y'all already in need for something. Y'all go ahead.
Because you falling hard. You spent $30 million for per episode for Stranger Things.
This shit better be fire. This season better be fire.
There better not be a fucking less than a 10 out of 10 episode for $30 million, nigga. Per episode.
That's crazy. We did a review on that trailer. It seems dope. I ain't gonna lie. We did a reaction to the trailer. The season seems kind of cool in the trailer. But I digress.
G says John David Washington, so Denzel's son.
I haven't seen what has he been in? I may have seen him in something, but didn't know it was him.
It was damn, what's that movie called? He was an agent. He was in it. Let me see.
Because I've heard him like he was trying to break out and not be just known as Denzel's son. Tenet. I haven't seen Tenet yet.
So Tenet he was in Tenet. What else? Black Klansman. He was in that.
I won't be mad at it.
I will have to see. You know who's another actor who I think does no wrong in my eyes?
Who?
Lakeith.
Yeah, man.
He's
I saw Judas and the Black Messiah. I hated that nigga for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, you did too good of a job.
Too good of a job, but man, was that movie fun. And oh boy, who was actually Fred.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah.
Didn't know
Daniel
who.
Yeah.
Hold on, what is it? Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah. That dude, yeah. That dude is different.
Not for Green Lantern, no. I'm just saying, like, for people who can play the movie.
We just giving flowers to black artists now.
We have to.
Creators. Well, another dude I love with a fucking passion that I'm really glad he got the role as Blade is Mahershala Ali.
Okay.
I fuck with Mahershala so much. Have you seen the Green Book?
No, I haven't. No,
It's
yes,
so
I have.
fucking
Yes,
good.
I have.
He's like the pianist, the gay pianist going through the South.
Mm-hmm. And with the white driver.
Yeah, he's amazing. That nigga is amazing. I love Mahershala Ali so much.
He was actually in who was the fuck was that black show? Black superhero.
Black Lightning
Not Black Lightning, the other one on Netflix.
on Netflix. Oh, you talking about Luke Cage?
Luke Cage, yeah.
Yeah, bro. He was when he died in Luke Cage is when the show kind of fell off to me.
It's when the show fell off. Like, it was done after that.
Which I hope they bring him back when they're redoing. I know they're redoing all those shows on Disney Plus. So I hope they bring him back for that. I hope they just nix that. Because I heard I know they're bringing Daredevil back, and I heard it's going to be a reboot and not just a continuation.
Hopefully. I need more Jonathan motherfucking Majors in my life.
Yeah. More black excellence, man. More black excellence.
Because they kicking ass. They kicking ass, bro. Like, you don't understand. When Jonathan was named the big bad for this next phase.
See, I don't even know if he's big bad. Because we talked about it on Then and Now, and especially with after did a reaction or review of the Multiverse of Madness. They're setting up so much big shit and so many huge villains. I don't know where the fuck they're going with this. Maybe they'll do like in increments, but they're setting up Noel the Symbiote God. They're setting up Kang the Conqueror. They're setting up
Dormammu.
Chthon, Dormammu. They have so many different like Omega level and beyond villains that they're setting up for and building towards. I don't know who the fuck they're gonna start do with. I think I saw an interview where Kevin Feige said they're gonna do it in like 6-year increments for phases and not just like a 10-year arc like they did with Thanos. So that would make sense that they're gonna do it every 6 years, have like a big baddie pop up, because they're setting up like 5 of them, and I'm like, bro, you setting up way too much.
I think
And they set up Secret Wars too. And I think they're gonna introduce Doom at some point with the Fantastic Four.
they have to. They
So I'm
have
like,
to.
who and what the fuck are you doing, bro?
They will have to, just because I believe the ending of all in Big Bad needs to be the world the World Eater himself. It needs.
Oh, Galactus.
Yeah, it has to be him.
Yeah. What crazy shit is, they talked about Franklin Richards, bro. In the spoiler alert, my bad for anybody that hasn't seen Multiverse of Madness yet. Yeah, they introduced Franklin Richards, and he's like, he made Galactus his bitch. So like the power levels that they're introducing, I'm like, it feels like they're not even nerfing niggas no more. Like they used to nerf people a lot in the MCU, but it seems like they're just introducing like more powerful people on the scale.
Sir.
Like they showed the Living Tribunal in the fucking in one of the movies too. I'm just like, where are you going,
Sir? So the Multiverse of Madness, I've never heard of that movie. I heard of Black Forces and Wanda. I've seen that movie.
That's pretty much what it was.
And
Pretty much what it was.
they didn't let her hold nothing back. She said, "Bitch, if you don't get what I want, it will not be Wanda that's pulling up. It will be Black Force energy.
Bruh.
Beware." And Greg made a good point. Oh boy, in the Green Book, he's coming back as Blade. He's coming as Blade.
When I heard that, I'm like, this is about to be like Black people's Black Panther Part 2.
I can't.
Niggas already love Blade because Blade like saved the MCU in general, or just Marvel Comics, that movie. And Blade, like, he was, I feel like Blade was, well, Ethan told me, I don't know for sure, because again, I would old enough to know, but Blade was just popular as a movie, first and foremost, not even like an MCU Marvel superhero type deal. People just knew he was just an action movie hero.
Yeah, no one really knew he was part of Marvel.
Right.
So which is great. But now he's actually in the MCU. Eternals was ass. I don't give a fuck what anyone tells you. That movie sucked.
We had to argue about that one. We'll get into it about that one.
We'll
get you on the show. We gonna talk about that one. I very much so disagree.
I hated that fucking movie. There was like 3 characters in there that were cool. Everyone else, destroy, burn it slowly. Angelina Jolie does not fucking count. She doesn't.
She doesn't count? You don't count Angelina?
No, because it's fucking Angelina. I expect her to do a goddamn good job.
True. My boy that played Fastos, dude in Atlanta too.
Yes.
I can't remember the dude's name off the top of my head, but I love him. Dude's, he's been getting a bag lately. I think he was in one of the Jurassic Parks too recently. That nigga didn't get in a bag.
And then
Tyler something Henry or something like that.
And the girl who was silent in the whole movie, that was really fast.
Oh, I can't remember her name. I know who you're talking about. I think she's actually mute in real life. I'm pretty sure. I thought
she's phenomenal. I loved her.
Yeah,
all her parts involved not too much talking. But the main fucking character, the fucking chosen one who stopped it, I hated that bitch.
I don't like him either. He reminds me too much of Captain America.
Not him. The girl. The actual lead.
Cersei?
I did not like her.
I didn't love her. I didn't love her or hate her. I thought she was alright.
It was a waste of money. But we can go on for it. But man, I want to thank you, bro.
Yeah, man.
For coming on the show. Please send me your links. So once I post a video on YouTube, everyone has your links to your show. If you guys give my boy a follow, please watch the Then and Now show. It is phenomenal. They have a lot of great guests. I know all 3 of the all 3 of the hosts: Ethan, Otis, my boy, first name Charlie, last name Wilson. Definitely give those guys a follow. This show is amazing. Can't wait to have you back, bro. I know we can talk more and more about anything from music to anime. And well, yeah. Not really, because we have to still grow you because you are quite young.
True. I will say, out of all the things I talk about, anime is probably the thing I have the least experience in, but I'm working on breaking that. I'm watching a lot more shit.
Of course, we're gonna get you there, man. But everyone give us a follow tomorrow morning. It is the Blurred Line Podcast show where we're going to talk about so much Sony, why Xbox haters need to shut the fuck up, and so much towards it because, man, we have a special guest as well. We have Mr. D Rain coming through. He's a great friend of ours. Can't wait for you guys to sit down and talk with him. I can't wait to talk about his opinion of the different tiers of what Sony is providing, the games that's there, and how Sony is providing trophies for some of these retro games. But again, I want to thank everyone for coming in for the Captain's Lounge. And if you're interested in coming on the show, please hit me up. I'm willing to talk about any and everything on here. There's no hose bars. There's no censorship. Give me a second, baby. And we can always have fun. So with that, I'm going to leave y'all with the greatest. Well, before I go off, Charlie, anything you want to say?
Oh, man, just thanks for having me on, man. These guys, again, Nick and Greg, I've loved these dudes since the moment I was introduced to them. These dudes make amazing content. They're polarizing. Like, support these guys for sure. Like, check in and watch their shit. Mm-hmm. I definitely
do appreciate that, man. And with that, I'm going to leave y'all with the greatest intro of all time, the one and only, the intro of the Captain's Lounge. And we out. Peace.
Thank you.
ほんじゃ改めて
乾杯